What's going on, Dolphins Nation? I am doing a solo intro today because this is my show. Bobby is not the boss, and I get to say that because I'm on here by myself. Just kidding. We're just going to start doing some solo intros. Justin, I did not hit a PR in the gym, but that would have been awesome. First off, I just want to tell everybody to smash that like button and subscribe. Today, it is the four boys coming at you from the dive bar. This is episode 56. We have so much to talk about today. We have Jaire Alexander talk. Tua spoke at the podium today, so you know every time Tua speaks at the podium, it's going to be fired up no matter where you are on Dolphins Twitter. And we're going to talk a little about Jalen Ramsey, what's going on with Jalen Ramsey. And we have a little bit of our lifestyle segment is Would You Rather? Eric in the background. Let's get it rolling, buddy.
I'm putting the helmet on as always.
The opportunity is right now.
Terrific defensive play. Intercepted. Tagovailoa off the back. Tua on the move. Going deep. Speed race. He's got Hill. He's got Hill. The Dolphins have recaptured the lead.
Dude, Ghost thought he was Jeff Darlington.
I don't know. I was up there, man. I got to be up there. But
Dude, I've never seen you so hype. That was almost as good as your shotgun previews.
welcome back, baby.
We bottled that adrenaline he had while scrambling back behind stage, trying to figure his Wi-Fi out, and it just came out on screen. It was beautiful, man. That was awesome.
He was already. And I'm not gonna lie, the best part for me was the fact that he comes in 6 minutes late. He's so flustered because if anybody knows Ghost, he hates being late.
Hate it.
And then secondly, we're like, oh yeah, by the way, you're doing a solo intro tonight. Let's roll. Didn't even say anything else. Eric hit the fucking live button. We just let him go to the fishes. It was great. You did great,
You have
dude.
to understand how he came in panicking, didn't get a word out. He goes, "I'm 6 minutes late." We're like, "You're doing this?" He takes a sip of water. He goes, "Hit it," and then here we are. Well done, buddy. Well done.
Thanks, fellas. I do my best. I do my part.
Let's go through the live chat real quick because y'all was in here showing love early. I do want to show some love.
Hell yeah.
We don't get a lot of chance to just stop and talk. So like, shout out Justin. Justin all day has been on me. He has some words for Joe later. We'll give him a shot. T. Lee always coming through. FMP day one. Shaq Dids showing love on the timeline today. I seen you holding it down. Don't be pointing sticks at the dive bar.
T. Lee, did you get your hat? We got to ask him because the guy just talks hat every single time that he's in here.
He might not have got a hat still.
Hey,
Jonathan Compian
You got it.
in the building
Let's
as
go.
always. Chuck,
We
gotta
love
show
you
love
more,
to Chuck.
Zach. Bro,
Missouri,
Chuck is another one. Chuck's a rider.
Not that
Dive bar
strong.
regular.
I actually met Azuri at the Harbor Marriott. Not going to name drop, but during my stay there, he came by the pool. We had a couple beers by the pool. He's a cool dude. Just want to shout out.
One thing I know, like, it might be, a compliment to us, but everybody that hangs out with us normally pretty cool people. Like,
Pretty cool people.
we appreciate y'all, and the vibes are always high with you guys.
Always.
Even you, Ghost.
I'm kind of excited to have just like a boys episode. We haven't done that in months.
It's been a minute.
Months.
Hey, we got a couple coming in late, but John has been a day one supporter. We're gonna get John on here one of these days when we do a community series episode. Tara, gotta show love. We don't have
Always.
a lot of women in the
Always
live.
Tara on the timeline.
Tara's coming through.
It's Tara and Blue. Blue always pops in as like, "What's up, boys?" Always
Tara
drops it.
always showing love. I mean,
Tara
I
always showing
imagine
love.
you're a pretty easy sell, Tara. Like, hopefully.
Yeah.
I think it's always funny because Karen's like, she's always like, she has to check in. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to pick up my family from the airport in 10 minutes. I'm not going to be live tonight. I'm like, Karen, it's all good. Like,
All
It's-
good.
It's funny because
But get your fucking ass here, Karen.
she thinks that like a big
Look,
ticker
where
comes
are
up
you?
and we're like checklisting names. We're like, oh my God, Karen's not here. And she's like, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not there live. I got to watch after.
Karen is literally the team mom.
She's the best.
You remember back in the day when you played youth sports? Like, she's the team
Hell
mom.
yeah.
She always had
She's
the
got the orange slices. She's got the frozen Capri Suns. She knows what she's doing.
Facts.
Shout out to 99 also. Every time we post anything from the dive bar account, one of the first people to always gas our stuff. I see his name every day we post something.
Well, boys, should we get into it? We got a
You
lot
see
to
the
get
love.
into, man.
Real quick, I want to because Eric wanted to talk about, you see his hat. What you got, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, just a wagon. That was just good Cats puck last night, just complete dominance. I know, Bobby, you've joined the squad. We've allowed you to come in and brace. So show love to Bobby's Cats posts. He's new to the puck arena, but he's enjoying this run. Enjoy it because you won't see this shit ever again. What's happening is crazy special. And I'm fired up.
And brother, the crazy part is like, not only are you getting your ass beat 5-1, then you're like, all right, and it happens all the time in hockey. All right, fuck it, we're throwing hands, 5v5. Bro, we crushed them. Every matchup, we beat the shit out of them. Did you see Greer? Greer had Buddy like this. He was hiding behind the bench.
Dude, at one point his bench, like somebody on the bench, like corralled him to like protect him. But no, we're in their heads heavy. That wasn't like normal hockey fighting whatsoever last night. That was nonsense. And like they're shook. And to be fair, they should be.
Oh shit.
But in the trenches coming in
the trenches. We appreciate that. Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. Let's all connect to some mini camp. Fins the fuck up. We appreciate you in the trenches. That's awesome. I think
Go Trench.
it's like our biggest donation.
Yeah.
So
Sweet. I'm not gonna lie.
we
don't get a lot of
appreciate
time to talk about it either, so I want to touch on that. We don't do a great job of selling ourselves and promoting these things, but everyone always asks us, how do we support the show? It's really easy. Super chat, that's an easy one, but we love it when you gift memberships because it helps other people get a membership. You can help the show and help somebody else. Appreciate y'all's love. Appreciate the support. We know we don't get to talk directly to y'all all the time with guests and everything, so do a little housekeeping here. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for continuing to buy hats. Joe, order the damn glasses. People are beating me down about that. We're going to get the glasses soon.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to order the glasses. It's going to happen.
Hey, he said it on the record. We can hold him accountable here.
I also want.
When I do say something, it goes.
Oh, that's facts. The glasses will be ordered tomorrow. We'll get a text message around like lunchtime with the number that we got and what we're selling them for, what they're going for. It'll be done.
You know what my favorite thing about Joe Robbie being our logistics expert is I'm telling dude, it is so cool that every single one of these packages is literally packaged with like love, with just his Joe Robbie love. It's single packaged in the hat, puts it together, puts a little note in there, a little nice note for the
No, but I will say I am also ordering some dive bar stickers to be able to throw on Yetis and shit. And I'm going to be adding that to orders now. I feel like that'll be a dope little chef's kiss. You know what I mean?
Yo, do they know you at the shipping store yet or what?
Oh my God, the lady is so nice. So I've gotten to a point where like I'm not a super OCD like person when it comes to organization with stuff like this, but with these hats, it gets a little overwhelming. So I have like a whole notes with everybody's information, and it's so smooth now. The girl sees me, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start packaging. I get a little copy paste to the email, send it right to her. She's got the labels ready for me. Bobby clocked me last time. I did 26 hats in 30 minutes. The boy don't play around.
That's fast.
Like a NASCAR pit stop, baby.
That's fast. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty impressive.
Let's get Dolphins talk, boys. We're almost 10 minutes in. And
where do you want to start?
Where do we start?
Jalen fucking Ramsey.
You got to start with Jalen Ramsey, I guess.
I mean, Ghost, you have some opinions on this, so I feel like you can.
So listen, I got kind of ripped for this on the timeline, and it was like, I don't care who you are, regardless how Jalen Ramsey, like where he wants to go, he wants to ring chase, he wants a championship, he wants to play. What are we doing in the trenches? Hey,
my boy is.
My boy with
let's go.
the pockets.
Let's go.
I thought it said $4.99. Oh God.
Let's go.
In the trenches, bro. We gotta link up, not at the games, but even
Christ.
Get you in here in the backstage and chill for a little bit. I think that deserves it, man. Like, we appreciate you supporting us.
Hell.
That's like 6 times what we made last month, right there.
Officially sponsored by In the Trenches.
We do it for the love. We do it for the love of the game.
Take it easy, guys. These boys are gonna start expecting a check. Then Ghost is gonna show up on time.
Hey, maybe. But we appreciate you in the trenches. I'll link with you after. But Jalen Ramsey, I got ripped for it on the timeline, but no matter who you were, that guy was nose down, whether we were up by 14 in the fourth quarter or down by 21, nose down, making tackles on toss plays, on outside zones. He was sticking guys. And you as a fan, you got to appreciate that. And if he wants to go somewhere, he's probably got 3 years left, maybe 3, if he doesn't want to retire. You know what I mean? And, he can play a backup role, but I don't think he's going to play a backup role. I think he's going to play like another 3 years at a high level. Or at least, like that Xavier Howard level that we had, in 2023. But, I'm not going to hate the guy. If he wants out, like he's going to get out. We have to get younger anyway. It's kind of forcing the Dolphins. All right, we got to get younger. It would be awesome if he played for the Dolphins. It sucks that he doesn't want to. And it also sucks that Jaire Alexander, which we can get to after this, is the top free agent cornerback on the market. Trade value of Jalen Ramsey probably tanks because those teams are going to look at let's go see what Jaire wants. Maybe obviously he's going to be cheaper than Jalen Ramsey, and 2, it doesn't cost a draft pick. So we probably got to wait for Jaire Alexander to get attached to a team before Jalen Ramsey goes. But I'm not going to say anything bad about Jalen Ramsey. And if that bothers you, it's a fucking team first. You're right. You're right to feel that way, and I'm right to feel the way I do.
And honestly, bro, it's like that dude did nothing wrong while he was here.
No, and everyone's like
every day.
Everyone's talking about distraction and like not a team playing a locker room guy. Dude, that guy was the first one on the field giving that speech in 2023, 2024 about being soft and getting a soft label. He was getting all the guys fired up. He was the first one to come out to the training field and make a statement with the guys and give a speech. It's like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. I feel like people just make shit up sometimes because they don't like a player.
And no one should be surprised by how this is panning out. Like he's a mercenary, for a lack of a better term. Like he just goes to places where he's gonna win, and then when that team is not gonna win, he forces his way out, and he's good enough to do so. Like we're gonna end up eating money and getting like a whatever draft pick, but I feel like the longer this goes, like the less they're gonna just take back for him to just like get him out.
Yeah.
And like Tara just said, I hate to see him go.
Definitely.
As a fan, you should hate to see him go.
I mean,
he exemplifies everything you want from an NFL star.
Also, losing a most Hall of Famer at any time is not ideal under any circumstance.
I think that's really what it comes down to.
Relationships don't always work.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about what.
Things aren't going perfect right now. There's a lot of questions with the Dolphins in general. And then Ramsey, your best player on defense, arguably comes out of nowhere and says he wants out. I think people are just hurt. And there is no – I agree with that. Like, I love Ramsey. Like, I would love a world where Ramsey is part of this team. I'd feel a lot better right now. I mean, that defense, honestly, with Ramsey, that defense is on point. But it's not the case. And I think that, and I do agree with some sense that, like, there's no positive way to spin losing a player like Ramsey. I do agree with that. Like, I get that sentiment all the way. But reality is he wants out. I mean, if you're like me, I've started looking at this team without Ramsey for 6 weeks now. So, like, I'm over that. So I'm just looking at the team as it is without Ramsey. He's gone. And that's just what it is.
He's not playing it down for this team this year. Like,
no, absolutely not. And I just want to end it on this. Like, the moral of the story is, bro, some relationships don't work out, and that's okay. Yeah. I think they're being amicable about it. McDaniel's going his way. Jalen's going his way. Nobody's talking shit. They're keeping everything under wraps. They're handling it like a business, and it is what it is, bro. Move on.
Yeah, and he's not in the building. Like, I mean, I know it. Like, it might not be like, it might have rubbed some people the wrong way that like we're not gonna find him and like it's excused absence. But like what are we getting? Exactly. What are we getting out of finding him? Like, we just look petty. Like, let's just let him not. He's not gonna be here, so like no need for him to like be here or find him. Like, just let him. Like, we're taking the high road on that. I think it's the right thing to do. Like, it's not a good look if we were to like find him.
It's the only thing to do because he's not like he's not showing up. He was never coming. Like, if anything, you ask him, please stay at home. The guy don't want to be in the building. You want him in the building stirring shit up. There's no benefit to it. Stay at home. You're not going to practice, obviously. Just stay at home. Let us work through this shit. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, speaking of excused absences, somebody did have an unexcused absence today. Am I right?
Oh,
give or take.
This is gonna hurt worse.
I think this one arguably hurts worse than Ramsey, especially for us. I mean, friend of the pod, man. Probably still.
Man, I love News so much, bro.
Still, John his bag. Like, we need to stop fucking around.
Jonnu Smith was probably like For me personally, he is my number one guest, because the story he told, the way he told it, the way he stayed on with us and talked through it. And it's just like, I get it. And it sucks because the Dolphins are now, it's kind of funny. Like, if this was 2-3 years ago, Dolphins would be throwing out that money like this. You know what I mean? But the Dolphins have dug themselves into such a trench, and we're at the wall where the can hits that we've been kicking down the road for the last 3-4 years right now. You know what I mean? So it's like, now it's almost like, well, now we're not going to pay players that we should pay versus players that we probably shouldn't have given the contracts to that we did. And now it just doesn't make sense. Like Sealer, like there's no more deserving guy. Like it's Sealer number one, no more deserving guy on the team for a new contract. John would probably a close second right there. But it's frustrating as a Dolphins fan because the management put us in this place now where we can't do what we want to do with the money that we would have had 2 years ago if we didn't spend it. It sucks. It's kind of ironic. It's really ironic, honestly.
Yeah, it's a tough position for sure. But you got to listen to your franchise quarterback when he says, "Pay my boy." You got to pay my boy.
Yeah, he sure did. And I don't know if Chris Greer is a religious man, but he should be praying to whatever he believes in that Zach Zealer showed up today and is not holding out, because it's just not his nature. But he should be holding out, to be fair.
He did drills, I believe it wasn't team drills though. I think it was like individual drills, wasn't it?
Yeah, McDaniel said he's been in the building every day he needed to be in the building, and he would be involved to some extent. The other thing interesting though about Jonnu, he didn't say Jonnu's out today. He said Jonnu's out this week. So like that's not true. Like going to be settled overnight, it sounds like. But to be fair, while that does sound really bad, I think the players get let free in a week. So they probably just said, just don't worry about this, or he's not going to be here for mandatory minicamp, and the players get let go for the summer anyways after this week.
Yeah.
And news training, so it's not like he's not, so it's fine.
Yeah, he's getting that work in.
Just for the record, New wants to be in Miami. He wants to retire in Miami. He just wants to be compensated for it.
100%.
I don't see anything wrong with that. But Sealer does eat first.
Yeah.
And I think this Jaire Alexander situation actually hurts us even more now, because I think moving Ramsey was part of the whole juggling of the financials. Yeah. And now we're going to have to wait even longer.
But we have plenty of cap space to do it.
Yeah, kind of. When you think we have cap space, but like it's like you extend these guys and that's ate up. It's like Also, let's talk about this real quick because Chuck makes a good point. People were pissed we let Wilkins go. Okay, picture yourself right now. Chris Greer gave him $26 million a year. We don't know if he's going to play for the second year in a row after that deal.
Yeah, but you can. I mean, assuming he gets the same injury here, yes, of course. And even when Wilkins was playing, like it wasn't like he was next to our dog Sealer. So perhaps Wilkins was the Zach Sealer merchant last year.
I'm just saying, Kenny Grant and Sealer's looking pretty delicious right now.
And did you see Jordan Phillips?
Oh, my heavens, dude.
Did you, bro? Sardi posted it. I got so fired up.
Dude, this
is like a man.
Like pounds, bro. He moved that thing so easily.
Yeah, I mean,
I missed this.
I'm not gonna lie. Last year, them pads weren't hitting like that. I'm just saying. Dude,
I do like our defensive tackle room.
That sled flew in the air when he hit that shit.
And is Ashton Davis gonna be sneaky good?
I don't know. The safety
picks.
Yeah.
They had a lot of interceptions today. Dante Trader had one.
Dante Trader had one to the house.
Ethan Bonner dropped a pick six, they said, in the red zone.
Zach Wilson did not have a good day.
Friend of the pod.
Dude, I tell you who's sounding good right now. That's the linebacker group. Every update has got like KJ Britt. From Jordan Brooks to KJ Britt. Everybody's making plays in that linebacker group. Yeah. That feels good.
Although H.A. did catch it over Willie Gay.
Yeah, but H.A.'s like that.
Yeah, that's life.
Oh, man.
It's life.
He's like that. I read that. I was like, ooh.
Before we get too deep into, like the ball talk and, what's going on in minicamp, Tua spoke with the press today. And Tua rarely speaks with the press. I think that, 4 or 5 times a year that he does stand at the press conference podium, whatever you want to call it. It's always a fun time on Dolphins Twitter. It's always a great time just to see everybody overreact, underreact, and react. Just, it's insane.
And your boy has a transcript pulled up, so.
You do?
course.
Sick.
Let's
That's
start.
super
Let's
sick for
start.
us.
Let's start like at the top then, because there's a few things I want to hit on, but I'm sure that you'll pull them up.
Second question, at what point did your hip start feeling like you were you again? He said, I would say it started to feel a little better, more so like in February. And so I know Joe Robbie has some feelings on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, as a fan of the Dolphins, that's your franchise quarterback. How does that make you feel for real? I'm going to ask you guys first. How does that make you feel?
I mean, not great.
Okay, not great. Ghost?
Took him like 2 months to get all the way. No, because he missed those last games. So like 3-ish months.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
Close.
That's almost 9. That's almost 3 months to get over a hip pointer.
Mm-hmm.
They never said exactly what it was though, and he
Well,
doesn't.
the thing is,
either.
And he won't.
In February, there's a clip going around of Dan Marino and Pat McAfee, and it was February 12th or something like that. And I don't know if he slipped up. I don't know if he was like his 10 Mai Tai deep Dan Marino up on McAfee, but he's like, it was a hip pointer, like blatantly said it was a hip pointer. And it's like, I know what hit, like if you got a hip pointer before, it's like I know it sucks and it's very painful, but 3 months, dude, for a hip pointer, like both situations are bad. One, it's a hip pointer and it took you 3 months to recover. That's awful. And two, you're lying about it being a hip pointer. So both of those scenarios to me are just awful.
Well,
Bobby, how do you feel?
Let's cut the crap here. Like, let's just talk about what we actually know. Like, look, reality is we were told that hit thing was serious. Like, it was a serious thing. At the end of last year, we heard that out.
But
To
was
the
it
point,
opposite hip?
No, it was the same hip.
Same hip.
But
To the point where Tua has literally been held landlocked at the Dolphins facility this offseason, training only at the Dolphins facility. They've literally kept him in-house all offseason to monitor his situation. And we were told this is a real thing. Like, this was a serious deal, a lot bigger than most people are letting on. I don't know what it is. I'm not sitting here going to be like, I'm not worried about the whole season, but like, it was a real injury. People need to know that. It was a serious injury. It was something. And he hasn't done anything this offseason.
Go ahead, Ghost.
I know your guys' reactions when I pull this up, but I'm gonna go. I get to talk anatomy for 1 second.
Yeah, of course.
I'm really excited about it. So it was the same right hip, but I have to say when they say hip, I think they're just talking about the region because the injury he had in college, it was the head of his femur, blasted through the acetabulum, which is the socket where the head of the femur goes, and it blasted through the posterior of his pelvis, so the back of his pelvis. That's the hip dislocation. You see it in car accidents and ER and stuff like that. When they say hip, they don't necessarily that's technically a hip injury, but you're not going to have that hip injury from that because I'm assuming it was from the Texans hit where he got hit in the hip with the helmet. I think that's where it started and it got exacerbated in the San Francisco game, but that's not going to affect the femur and the acetabulum and the pelvic fracture that he had in college. So when they do say, I do think that they are actually two different injuries. So I think the concern there is like just from knowing the anatomy and the types of injuries and actually seeing that injury in person before, I don't think it's the same thing. But again, if it really was a hip pointer and took you 3 months to recover, like he can't get hit ever. Like that was, and then he talked about protecting himself today. Like I got to focus on protecting myself. I'm like, dude, like that was a normal football tackle. That was a normal football play. Like nothing crazy. Like he didn't get body slammed and suplex like he did in the Bengals game or go head first into DeMar Hamlin, which still I think that's a normal football play. But that football play in the Texans game where he was just diving forward and the guy hit him in the hip, like that is as run of the mill as it gets. And we can't even have that. That takes you 3 months. Like there's something more or it's just he can't get hit for the rest of the season.
Yeah, so I got cooked today.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
I texted Bobby. I said, "My boy, I am getting roasted." Listen, so everybody was getting on me. I made a post basically explaining that I'm tired of being nervous.
Yeah,
like
a lot of hold your breath,
bro. Yeah, so like now that he's bringing, like he should have just kept that shit to himself, bro. Like because he knows how polarizing his words are. So for me, to hear that it took you that long to heal the hip, you're feeling normal. Now I have to be at the edge of my seat this entire season, hoping nobody hits you in the hip. And you know that this league once they hear that his hip took that long to heal, they're going to be coming after him. I don't care how long they protect him for.
Mm.
And that's nerve-wracking. And if you have a problem with that, doesn't mean I don't want Tua to fucking ball out for 17 games, win a playoff game. That means I'm fucking nervous, man. It sucks. It sucks to feel this way as a fan.
Yeah. I mean, I think we were feeling that way after the Bengals game. I'm pretty sure we all felt that. I'm pretty sure I felt like that every single game. Every time he takes a snap, I'm like holding my breath. Every time he takes off past the line of scrimmage, I mean, because our season's over. Like the season's, Zach Wilson, Quinn Ewers, it'd be cool if they stepped in and win 7-2 or won 5 games in a row. I just don't see it happening. But
Right.
It's your franchise quarterback, regardless how you feel about Tua. If you're a Dolphins fan, you want him to stay healthy, you want him to perform, and he can't do that if he's not on the field.
And this is the thing. It's like you can't even really go like, oh, but they're going to protect him. Like you can't be protected all year in the NFL.
No,
you're going to get hit. You're going to get hit, bro.
And that was my
nothing
point.
you can do about it.
That's my point. It was run-of-the-mill hit. It was a run-of-the-mill. You can see that play 4,000 times every Sunday.
Like
Assuming
to go
that's
up
the
there.
exact play, like who knows?
Yeah, I mean, just to go up there and be like, yeah, I have to slide more and, make those decisions not to try to extend plays anymore. Like, but you need that in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
You need to extend plays.
Yeah.
Those are the plays that take you over the top sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's,
Yes.
it's tough to hear that. That's all, man.
I mean, he hit it on the head, though. It's like we talked about this. It's like, look, Tua done some things that we're all like, what are you doing leading with your head when you throw an interception? But it's at the same time, it's like, we all played ball. You can't, it's hard to go back to the sidelines. Let's imagine throwing an interception. You watch your quarterback just put his head down. I smack him in the back of the fucking head. Like, are you kidding me right now? So it's like, he talked about that today. It's tough. He knows that he doesn't have to prove these guys anything anymore. Like, he knows they know who he is. But it is tough as a competitor. Like he said, it's human nature to want to make the most of a play as a competitor, to go the extra yard, even if it doesn't gain you anything long term. Everybody's been in those situations. It is hard to just say, I'm just going to slide, or I'm not going to fight for an extra yard, or I'm going to go back to the sidelines when I could have drove for a first down. It is hard.
Yep.
But it seems like he finally got it out of his head that, like, I'm more important for 4 quarters than an extra yard diving head first. And I do kind of appreciate that, but I do also understand as a competitor, this is football by all means. Look, we'd be cussing if he didn't dive with his head, saying, what are you doing? You're not a competitor, and we're cussing now. So it's kind of double-edged sword at this point. It's tough. It's a tough conversation.
It's hard. It's your nature, man. Like, I played sports. I think we all played sports, and it's never once in my life when I was playing football was I like, oh, I better protect my head. Like, never in my life, like ever making a tackle, running the football, did I ever not want to finish a run or finish a tackle. Like, I was putting my head down. Like, I was the most unsafe player possible. I was crowning people, just head down completely. I'm surprised I didn't break my neck.
Not Ghost.
No, I can't.
That's why you're so
say that.
special,
Really
buddy.
crazy.
That's why I am special, boys.
Hey, shout out to the Fence Talk Sports Network. Our boy Bobby over there has got an awesome channel.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for showing love. You see the dive bar neon frame we have here. He made that for us. Go show them some love. Appreciate you coming through, brother.
Yeah, I mean that was this second question of his presser today, so that was a pretty interesting one. But let's see, he talked about the culture also, like a culture shift in the locker room, which I don't know if you guys have an opinion on that, but like,
not really. This
like,
is
what are
my
you gonna
thought on
say?
that.
Like, it's still
You're
shit.
gonna have to say,
like,
you're paid to say this shit.
I think that's a weird comment to make one day into mandatory minicamp.
right?
Like, dude, what can you see changed? Like, and then I get it. There's corporate speak. He's learning to be at the podium. Like, it's a vast difference from when we saw Tua in the podium in 2020 till now. He's more of a professional with the press conferences, handling his questions very well. But it's just like, dude, saying like we have the right players now. Like, what? Jonnu wasn't the right player. Ramsey wasn't the right player. Like, Teron Armstead wasn't the right player. You know what I mean? Those guys aren't in the locker room now. He's like, we got the right guys now in the locker room. And it's like, well, you had some right guys, last year. And really, how much has changed, or how much can you see change? Like, you haven't had those mandatory meetings yet, and those weekly meetings. Like, are people still running late? Like, that's when you kind of notice the culture shift. But I appreciate his answers, dude. Like, he's doing his best at the podium.
The only thing I would say as far as that goes, it is kind of a crazy thing to say the first day of mandatory minicamp, but it's not the first time we've heard that publicly and behind the scenes. Like, a lot of players are saying, like, motherfuckers are locked in this offseason. Like, coaches are on that ass. Like, it's serious. Like, we've heard that. And that doesn't mean it's true.
openly talked about it, Bob.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean, like, we're not saying, like, it's got to be true. Like, we heard a lot of shit last offseason didn't come true. It is what it is. But, like, we've heard a lot of talk publicly and behind the scenes that, like, hey, they are running a tighter ship this year. Like, people on your ass. People have the expectations. It's boom, 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 boom. You better be here. You better be on time. And then let's not act like players didn't speak out last year. Jordan Brooks said, hey, this culture sucks. We got people in this building that don't know how to show the fuck up and do their job. Straight up. And let me tell you something. If Jordan Brooks is saying it, I believe it. Hey, if there's anybody doing their job, and that's another one probably low-key looking for an extension, but Jordan Brooks is a man of men. He ain't talking just to be talking. If he's talking, he means it. And, dude, to be fair, Jonnu said the same thing. And Jonnu this is what hurts me about the Jonnu situation is, Jonnu, we have all these problems now with other players wanting money, didn't work out, got money. Jonnu was one of the other people that went to bat for this culture, believed in this program, said, I see the vision. I love the culture here. I love everything Mike McDaniel is building here. He went to bat for the team. He ain't getting his money. These other guys getting their money and then rolling over like, yeah, I'm not really into all this. Let me get out of here. And look, I'm not even trying to drop names or nothing. It's just Jonnu specifically. He's one of the few people that spoke out, believed in the culture, wanted to be a part of this, wanted to help build it right, and he's waiting on money now, which he might get. It might be nothing, you know. This might end up being nothing, but I think that's interesting.
Dude, they don't have the money. Like, I just looked on over the cap, and I'm sure that there's room for error here, but $13 million in cap space right now.
Yeah, we go to 21 once we trade Ramsey.
The big if is, dude, he's a $38 million cap hit. Like, you have to find a team, one, that is kind of on that win now mode and has that kind of money. It's like those two usually don't go together. Like, teams like the Patriots, teams like the Browns, like those are the teams with like the $100 million worth of cap space. Ramsey's not going to those teams. Like, the Eagles probably have $10 million worth of cap space, but because they have their guys, they have their wagon built, you know, and it's going to be hard to trade that guy. It's a tough situation.
There's always ways to play with the books.
I'm sure there is.
It's a non-issue. If you want to get somebody,
got a tough producer. He thinks he's the GM now.
You can get it done.
But I think we're in that situation where we're finally paying the piper from 2020, dude.
I mean, we're paying some of the piper.
Just a little bit of piper.
A smidge of pipe is being paid, not all of it right now. That shit's getting kicked, bro.
Look, it always catches up to you, but this is a great point. You extend Siller and Jordan Brooks, you probably open another 20 up, right? Bam.
Restructure, yeah.
Now,
but
granted,
you also give Jonnu a fat contract and then extend them out and like it's done.
GM Munoz.
Yeah.
Bro.
GM Munoz has a ring to it.
I'm just saying.
My boy gets on the screen once a month. He gotta make it count.
Hey, I'm just saying, bro. The books can be finessed. That's it can get done.
Well, as I digress, we also got to see today Tua with an absolute pearl to Washington.
Malik.
Oh my gosh. I'm right back in. Just like that. One play, I'm in. Ready for the playoffs, baby.
Every year, dude.
Who's worried about the hip?
Yeah, I mean, that's why.
Hip hop anonymous?
Dude, I think that was one of the rare, because normally you see those plays and first you're like, oh, what a dot. But then immediately who was guarding him? Who the hell got burnt? Dude, that was one of the few plays where you literally could be happy about everything involved.
He was on his ass.
Dude, Jason Marshall looked so surprised that it was ever dropped in there. He was like, he's not throwing over here. And then it landed in his lap. He's like, oh, fuck.
Kind of like you can see him kind of like look like surprised. Like as soon as he caught it and like got a step on him, he's like, he kind of like does like this kind of shit. Like, what the hell just happened? Like,
I just watched the video. He catches the ball and he goes,
exactly. Like, he was looking to make sure a drone didn't drop it in. Now, that was a beautiful ball.
And I ain't gonna lie, PSA, we're gonna have to have him work on his celebrations a little bit. I don't think he didn't know what to do. Didn't know what to do with his hands.
He hit the Madden dive.
Yeah, it was a bad dive.
That's actually a touchback. That's a touchback in a football game. The ball went out of the back of the end zone.
Oh, somebody, Jonathan Cumpian is grumpy today. Take off those aqua tinted sunglasses. Don't believe the hype videos.
What do you mean?
My brother, are you new here? Do you not know me?
I think
He
he's just
projected us to
messing.
go 17-0.
I think he's just
Inject this
messing
shit
with
into
you.
my fucking veins, baby.
How quickly
Look.
people forget.
It's funny though, also how quickly people forget 5 minutes ago we were just bashing Joe for calling Tua out. Now we're take off the aqua tinted lenses, brother.
What
I'm all over the place, brother.
You gotta.
What-
It's fluid. It's fluid. You got to keep up. You got.
What else? What else we got from that presser?
Let's see here. So we got the chemistry, a little Zach Wilson talk. Talk about how to get the explosive plays going.
Which is, I mean, he hit it on the head on that. The run game is, if we have no run game, there is no explosive plays.
Yeah.
You saw there was a video floating around today. Really good breakdowns. The way that teams played us last year versus the way teams played us in 2023. We couldn't run the fucking ball for 2 yards on nickel over 50% of the time when teams played us in nickel. And we came out in 21 personnel, 2 tight ends, 1 running back. We couldn't run the ball still.
No.
It was 8 on 6s, 5 on 7s. Like, it was ridiculous, dude. Like, we couldn't run the ball. We had I think the PFF or whatever metric, whatever nerd is using this week. It's run stuff rate. We had the highest run stuff rate against nickel when we came out in 21 personnel, which is just terrible. Like, we have 21 personnel, like, you know, for the non-ball knowers. Like, you have the numbers against nickel defense. You have the numbers, and it's pathetic that you can't run the ball against a nickel with 2 tight ends. Like, I don't know if that's I don't know if it's a problem with the tight ends, but
No, Ghost, I'll tell you what the solution is.
good.
Jonah
Yeah.
and Daniels.
Brewer.
We
Brewer's still in
done
there?
fixed it.
Yeah.
We done fixed it, baby. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah, and shout
We
out.
done fixed it, and we're going to pound the rock, and that's going to be the best way to protect Tua.
It is.
Tua's going to be able to eat on play action. We haven't been. I don't even think we do play action.
No, we don't.
It's unbelievable because we have no
Yeah.
run game. How are you going to run a play action?
We
play
do a
when you
lot of
can't?
play action. Tua's one of the best ball dressers there is.
yeah,
Yeah,
but,
but it's always like
bites.
it's more like an RPO style. I'm talking real
Yeah.
play action, dog.
Yeah, I
You
want
gotta
like
have a run game.
Tua turns his back to the defense more times than any other quarterback in the league.
I mean, it is disgusting when he does it. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong.
Dude,
It's disgusting, but
they don't bite
we got-
it. They don't bite it.
they don't bite though.
He's still
Imagine
out there
if they
doing his
hit.
thing. He's still
my
out there
boy's
doing his
smooth
thing.
with it though.
Imagine when they start biting.
Yeah. Well, imagine if our run game just bit.
And
Also,
boy's like
Go-
he's like Jason Williams, point guard, like at quarterback.
yeah,
Little
Ghost is
behind the
making a lot of
backs.
great points to the point where we need to move on because you almost talked us out of Jonnu. Let's move on. Let's move on because you're kind of making a good point.
Bobby's feelings are hurt right now.
Who's?
I said Bobby's.
No, I didn't say the tight ends were the problem. I'm saying you should be able to run the ball when you have the numbers, and we just
Yeah, we
didn't.
said we're done, Ghost.
All right.
No, I agree that you're not saying, but you're without saying you painted a pretty clear picture.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, yeah.
John, if you're watching this, we love you. Can't wait to have you on again.
What else you got, Eric?
I got another subject. I got another topic about his presser.
Oh,
And
nice.
in just a general topic.
Go
First
ahead.
of all, him and Waddle are clicking right now.
Mhm.
And I love that he said, me and Tyreek, we've had ours in the past. But this offseason, I'm getting right with my boy Waddle again.
Mhm.
And dude, that's important.
Yeah.
That's critical.
yeah, he did say that pretty much word for word.
Yeah, that's
And- Go ahead, Ghost.
No,
I'm getting excited.
no.
This is-
You got it.
listen,
You
we
got
haven't
it.
had football talk like this in a while, so
You
I
got
feel like
it.
we're all like,
You go.
Yeah,
really
this is
pumped up.
awesome.
I went last time. You go.
No, I was gonna say the receiver position
Nice
is
of
like
you.
is kind of like a shooter in basketball. Like they have to be in rhythm, man. You can't not see the ball for 3/4 and then expect them to just turn up. Like it's a rhythm game. So I feel like getting both of them more involved and not just focusing on one of them is going to be huge. And honestly, whether we got Jonnu or not, I feel like the middle of the field is going to be wide open. And I'd like to see if we do move on from Jonnu, who's going to be that guy to step up.
No, I mean, I think moving Waddle to a wide receiver 1 anyways right now makes sense because next year Reek's not going to be here no matter what. So
Fair.
Might as well just move him in there now. He's done it before. That boy ate, and might as well just move him there now and get it going. And like you said, like if you got to like cover both of them, it's just going to be better for the whole offense. Because like if you're not force feeding Greek, like Waddle's eating.
And I always go back to when we had tight end U on. He made one of the best points ever. Waddle has gotten a lot of shit, and from some of us about his hands and inconsistencies. But the truth is, like Joe just said, Waddle over here letting Tyreek go off, letting Tyreek get force fed the ball. Now you want Waddle to show up and go catch a ball and get in the end zone and do the penguin. But like, bro, you got to feed the man. You got to keep a guy in rhythm. Waddle was the #1 guy here as a rookie, and people don't talk about this enough. He came here as a rookie, broke like 3 records. Then we all got excited because we traded for Tyreek Hill. Of course, that's awesome. But dude, Waddle's had to take a back seat. After being the man his whole life, he's now taking the back seat to Tyreek Hill. That's not easy. Like, people don't talk about that enough. It's hard. It's hard to know you are the man and know you have it in you and have to take a back seat.
Pull a D Wade.
There you go.
I like good reference.
I was like, nobody really? Jeez. Tough crowd.
Yeah, I think Malik's gonna eat this year, man.
I think
got
Tariq
great.
Washington's coming back too. We keep forgetting about Tariq. He had a great last year at USC, man.
Hold on.
Taj.
Or Taj. What I
Because
said,
I was like, hold on.
Tariq.
Bro, you were
Listen.
screwing my mind up for a second.
Listen,
I was like,
it's
not right.
Hey, I
It's
just want
been
to
a-
let everybody know at the dive bar, we live got a mistake from Ghost. I want everybody to repost that. Make sure
He's
he
not-
never forgets it.
it's been a bad week with ghosting names. I'll tell you what.
My
man.
boy said Tariq Washington.
No, it's been a bad week for names for me, man.
Oh boy, has it?
Dude,
Yo,
we ain't got to talk about that. We ain't got to talk
No,
about
we
that.
got to talk about it.
We can talk about it.
Yeah, we
We
can.
got to talk about it.
Before we switch subjects, low-key, the back end of that wide receiver room, that competition is gonna be nice to see. Like in preseason in games and shit. Like, yo, we have a lot of guys filling in those back end wide receiver spots.
Hey, do not sleep on Andrew Armstrong. That kid
I know.
gives me such
Dude, he looks
CeeDee
like a
Lamb vibes.
linebacker, bro.
Yo,
Hey, you remember in Pop Warner when there was like, you sure that kid's 7? That's what he looks
Yeah.
You sure that kid's 7?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro. If he's 7, he's 7. He got a neck
I
tattoo.
am 12.
He got a neck tattoo. Dude, I think another thing, I keep forgetting about Nick Westbrook.
I
Like,
don't forget about him.
he fills out the wide receiver group. I think it's going to be a lot of like, remember when we had Trent Sherfield and River Craycraft and you knew when we were going to run the ball because they would sub in for Tyreek and Waddle?
Yep.
But Nick's going to be that. When you come in, you're going to be like, okay, they're running the ball.
No, but he's gonna be wide receiver 3. He can play in the slot too, or you can move Tyreek or Waddle in the slot. I think he's gonna be on the field a lot.
No, I think he's going to be on the field a lot. I'm just saying, like, he's going to be your identifier for the run game.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, well, Ghost just told you John who can't block, so.
Well, listen, for all the non-ball knowers, there is not a Tyreek Washington on this roster.
Let us confirm.
Yeah.
Good.
And
Lord,
speaking
man.
of another fuck up this week,
been bad.
Oh boy.
Been real bad, fellas.
This was
So-
dude, he was so convinced. I started believing it. I was like, wait, really? This
so
is
this is a good story.
I had you guys
So
on
this week on the
skates.
timeline, for anybody that missed it, I happen to love to shoot my shot on a timeline with anybody who wants to come and talk ball. And we actually got a response from Warren Sharp, which is, to me, one of the top ball knowers on this app. Like,
Big time.
that dude does his homework. He knows his shit. So obviously the boys get pumped. We're in our group chat, and
Warren Sharp.
Yeah, and so I'll let you elaborate, Ghost.
All right. So
Does he know how to? Like,
I
So-
don't know.
I don't know if Bobby should give it from his perspective and then I'll give my perspective, because it's two different things that are going on like at the same time.
No, it's
So
not.
good.
look, I'll tell the
No.
story real quick.
Bobby,
Look,
please tell the story because you're gonna
Yeah.
be
in the group
truthful.
chat, we're like, dude, Warren Sharp, after he just dropped that freaking big breakdown about how Tua is way better than people think, like, perfect time. And this is going to be a great episode. And Ghost comes in out of nowhere. He's like, dude, sick get. We're definitely getting his son. And I was
I'm
like, wait, who are we talking about? He was like, dude, his son, he plays for Florida, but doesn't really play for Florida, Sap. And I was like, Yeah, I know, but like I'm trying to figure out where you got Sapp from Warren Sharp. I said it. I said, yeah, I get what you're saying, but like I know
what are you
Sapp,
talking about?
but like where did you get? I'm trying to figure out how he got here from Warren Sharp. He goes, yeah, dude, I'm trying to tell you, it's not really his son. It's Warren. It's
Bro, tripled down.
dude,
Then he sent a screenshot of like his like IG or something like him. You see, and then he even circled Sapp. Like he fucking
not Warren Sapp's son, but he plays for Florida. I'm just being funny, and we're like, yeah, for sure. And I was like, and then he comes. We all don't say nothing for like 10 minutes.
Nobody says anything. Everyone's like, "What the fuck are you talking
I
about?"
felt so bad for you.
Dude, it comes back in 10 minutes later. He goes, wait, this isn't Warren Sapp at all. I said, there it is. And dude, he said, dude, I thought we were talking about Warren Sapp. I said, you thought Warren Sapp did a full breakdown about Tua? He goes, yes, dude. I said, brother, the white guy in a suit didn't give it away?
With a mustache.
Like, what? He's like, dude, I didn't even look at the profile
I
picture.
didn't even look at the face picture.
Jesus Christ, brother.
They must have said Warren Sharp at least 6 times. And I'm like, it's fucking Warren Sapp. And I'm like, fuck, we can go get his son. His son plays for the Florida Gators, Tyreek Sapp. Who fucking isn't even Warren Sapp's son?
Is he Tyreek Sapp for sure?
Yeah,
or you
yes.
Tyreek
Yes.
again?
Yes.
Bro.
It's not even Warren Sapp's son. And I'm like, oh, my bad, guys. It's actually not his son. They're like, yeah, we know that's not not Warren Sharp's son. It's not his son. And I'm like, oh, yeah, they're just the same name. And then on his Twitter profile says like not Warren Sapp's son. I'm like, yeah, he even wears 99. He plays defense for Florida. and these guys, like literally, they're just like, is he having a mental breakdown or something like that? Because I'm talking to myself at this point. I'm like, yeah, we can get his son. And then I'm like, nah, his son plays because Warren Sapp's actual son plays for Florida Atlantic. And I'm like, nah, his son plays for Florida Atlantic. And Bobby's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about at all at this point. And then
dude, the funniest part was Ghost kept trying to convince us. It's like, I'm with you. Like, I'm with what you're trying to sell. But it's like, dude, Warren Sapp, Hall of Famer. I'm like, no, I know Warren Sapp. I'm trying to figure out where that came from, Warren Sharp. Like, I'm spelling it out. I'm like, I know Warren Sapp. I know the guy for the Gators. And I know Warren Sharp, who we're actually talking about. Where did you get this from? And he's like, dude, his son. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, all right, you know what? Sure. Yep. Dude, we just started agreeing. We just started agreeing with him.
All I gotta say is thank God Ghost is pretty.
Dude, and then I clicked on the link that Joe Robbie sent in the chat, and it brings me to Warren Sharp's page so I could finally read what he wrote. I'm like, this guy's white and like doesn't have a son that plays for Florida or Florida Atlantic. And then I was like, oh my God. And every time you guys said Warren Sharp, I saw Warren Sapp.
And you know how I know Ghost is super embarrassed because he must have repeated himself in that story 3 times now. He's in a blender. He's officially in the blender.
Okay, moving on. Before we get to our would you rather's, Jaire Alexander thoughts quickly.
Thank you,
Bobby.
Yeah, thank you for letting me go first because I know Ghost wanted that one.
No, I'm tired of hearing him talk.
No, I'm saying thank you about JML.
It's pretty simple for me. Players that come available this time of the offseason come available for a reason. He's got concerns. He's got injury concerns, but you don't even have a chance to get players like this at this point in the offseason unless something like this is happening. So if you're telling me that you're saying no to a bona fide starter in this league while looking at our current depth, I'm saying absolutely not. Now, I understand that there's a certain price range that makes that a bad deal, and I'm no longer interested, but that's out of my hands. Unfortunately for y'all, that's in Chris Greer's hands. But I'm down. I'm down with Jaire Alexander. I have some other like actual news on him that I'll wait for everybody to go for. But me personally, if you tell me you can get Jaire Alexander for a little bit more than you're probably going to already pay Rasul Douglas or Asante Samuel, that's the other part no one's thinking about. You're giving Rasul Douglas $6 million. I mean, I hope you're happy with that. So like, that's my point. If you could get me Jaire Alexander, geez, that's a
Jaire.
You are crushing it. Keep going, buddy.
Not even that challenging. You all right?
Look, at least I did
Get
not.
the marbles out your mouth, Bobby.
You need some water?
Anyways, I'm down. Anything south of 10 million, I'm happy.
Look, I'm down. I know he has injury history, but who else we got out there? And at this point in time, if some miracle he stays healthy, then amazing. That solves so much. Like, I'll sign up right now for 10 Jaire Alexander games. Healthy, I'll take 10 of them right now. It's not my money. I don't care. Pay him. Go get him.
Thanks for your input, Eric. So honestly, bro, like, this is a no-brainer. I don't even know why we're really discussing this. I think we're all on board. Jaire Alexander is a dog. He's a game changer. Hey, Bobby actually came up with a good idea. Put him on the PUP first 4 weeks. Put him on ice. Let him come mid-season. Be ready for the playoffs. I'm not mad about that.
We don't love it when that happens, but it really is the best way, like, scientifically, to get the most out of a vet. You just put him on the pup, let him sit there for 4 to 6 weeks. You bring him back slow, and you hope you get the next 10. That's really it. It's the who did we do that with? Was it Jalen Ramsey?
No, Jalen Ramsey was actually.
He was actually coming back.
Are you talking about like Odell? Like, we did that with Odell, and it was terrible.
There you go.
Oh, God.
We did it. It worked out awful, Bobby. That's a terrible
Dude,
example.
I have thought about this a lot lately. Why the hell did we cut Kendall Fuller, dude? He was already
I don't
cheap.
know. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
that's another situation where, like, the nothing makes sense. Like, we're now in a situation where we should pay these guys, and now, like, we don't have the money to. And I mean, my thoughts on Alexander is I have 3 different points, and I'll make them very short because I've been long-winded tonight. One, what kind of message does it send to Zach Sealer and Jonnu Smith if you go out and you pay Jaire Alexander to come into this new team? Okay.
It says that we need corners.
Yeah, corners.
I didn't interrupt you. That's my first point. Second point, again, you won't pay Jonnu Smith or Zach Sealer, 2 guys that have played almost every single snap of every single game that they've been here. And you bring in Jaire Alexander, who is high-risk injury, probably a little bit of a higher contract than what we'd want to pay. You always overpay in free agency, whatever. Again, you're repeating those same mistakes that got us here in the first place. Okay? And then 3, it's like, what is Russell Douglas and what is Asante Samuel Jr. going to cost? You know what I mean? You let Russell Douglas walk out the door, and I'm sure Reason was on here a couple weeks ago, and he even said he's probably asking for a little bit more, and the reason why he's not with the team right now is probably because he's looking for cornerback 2 money right now. But I just think there's options out there, and especially the message that this team wants to bring in culture and stop being soft and cohesiveness and accountability, and then, like, you go do something like that. I wouldn't blame Jonnu or Sealer if they didn't step foot in that building again.
Huh. Actually, not a bad take.
Don't give me that.
The redemption tour has started. Folks.
Counterpoint. Storm Duck is our cornerback 1 right now.
Very solid counterpoint.
Now, this is where I come in with the information. Whether we like it or not, and I've said this before, it does appear the Dolphins want to see what this young group has.
Sure.
Whether we like it or not, which I'm not like, I don't hate it. I'd love to have like one surefire starting vet cornerback. But whether you like it or not, they got to know, and they need to, and they do need to find out if Cam Smith is going to sink or swim. It's you got to know what you have in Ethan Bonner eventually. You got to let these guys loose. So while I understand as a fan sitting here, it's scary, but they clearly like and want to give these guys a shot. Also, here's what we know. The Dolphins wasn't apparently one of the first 6 teams to reach out to Alexander. It doesn't even appear right now that we're in that running. So I'll say it again. You might be looking at your guys. They're probably waiting to see what happens with Asante Samuel's neck to see if they can steal him for cheap. And of course, I think Rasul Douglas isn't signed for a reason. His price will keep coming down as the days pass. So that's probably what you're going to get. And like I said, I'm not saying I like it, and I'm not saying I'm against it, because I get it. But that group you're looking at, and Mike McDaniel even said that. I thought that was very cool of him, actually, when they said, what do you think about looking into Alexander? He said, we'll look into anything that helps our team, but you got to understand this. There's a group in that locker room right now that showed up today that's fighting for a job. Mm-hmm. And I thought, that's true. They already got 8 people that are trying to put their name on the line. And I'm not sitting here trying to act like it's all good or gas people up that don't deserve it, but I'm just saying. They have a whole group of players that we do need to know if they can sink or swim and throw them into the fire at some point. That's another thing we've bitched about for years. So it's time to find out if your second-round pick is a second-round pick or not.
And for what it's worth, we've heard they love the guys back there.
Yeah.
They love that group. They really do love that group. Whether it's the same production as when Greer said we're more worried about the line than they are, to be continued. We'll see.
Same vibes.
Same
vibes, dude. Same but different, but same.
Same, but still different.
Snap.
All right, one lifestyle question. Which one do you want to do, Joe?
Oh man! All right, so we're gonna do a couple would you rather.
Run through all of them.
Yeah, we're running through these would you rather's real quick.
Okay.
Chat.
I'm gonna lead it off, Eric.
Real quick, chat. If you're in here, get ready to engage with us. We're doing our lifestyle. We need y'all's answers too. Chime in. Also, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe. Let's go.
Okay, first one, not football related. You got it? You want me to do it, Joe, or what?
Well, I just have the first one because it is football related.
Okay.
All right. So would you rather have to do an Oklahoma drill with Derrick Henry or take a full NBA live speed charge from Giannis?
I mean, both. I think I'll go Derrick Henry because you're wearing pads.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
And a helmet.
Fair.
While I agree
But
with that,
it's still Derrick Henry.
No, I'm
clear.
I'm
I
aware.
just want to make sure we're on the same page here.
yeah, while I agree with that, I thought about this. There's only one way to get trucked by Derrick Henry, and that's through your fucking chest. I've taken charges before. Hey, I've taken charges before where I really didn't take a big lick. I mean, he was. I got caught with like a side leg. Like, I don't know. You might get lucky. He might just dunk on you.
No, in this scenario, he's coming into your chest.
I still might take it. I still might take that one over Derrick Henry.
Now,
Derrick
I
Henry's
just want to.
Giannis weighs more than Derrick Henry.
Yeah, but it's not on that
but
frame.
I just want everybody to be on the same page here. Taking a charge means you're standing straight up like a beanstalk. Your hands are behind your fucking back, okay? And you're letting this mammoth just run fucking straight through you.
So, just so y'all are aware, Joe doesn't think y'all know anything about sports. Obviously.
Damn, he just sunned everybody.
That's crazy.
A bit of mansplaining, but we'll allow it.
I mean, listen, if we go to jiu-jitsu class with Tua, maybe we can learn how to take a charge. Maybe.
I'm taking the charge.
How much time do we have to prepare for this? Is it hardwood? Is it concrete? What are we doing here?
Hardwood only.
I'm saying, bro. I'm not Oklahoma drilling Derrick Henry in August. Like, I'm
taking the Oklahoma drill.
Same.
No.
Shaq Diggs is asking Uncle Joe, what the hell, Oklahoma?
I think I think you don't understand how big Giannis is, Bobby.
I don't know why I thought that was so funny, bro.
I don't think he's small. I'm just like this right here. I might just take a shoe to the face. Like it really, it's not just like you're taking a shoulder from Derrick Henry, period.
But here's the deal. You have pads on and a helmet.
Yeah.
It's also August.
And it's not like
I am personally wearing whatever helmet they give to Tua because I want to make sure I'm about to get my bell rung for sure.
And I'm definitely putting a neck roll on. That's facts.
And how many yards apart are we? Are we 10, 15? What are we doing?
No, it's just your lineup. You line up at the line, and
I think you want him as close as possible.
Are we going on our backs for the Oklahoma drill, or we're lined up in the gap?
Off
the back, I'm absolutely taking the Derrick Henry. There's no momentum. There's not that much momentum. He's still going to go through your chest.
Going to have momentum.
He's going to go through your fucking chest, but
all right.
Damn,
moving on.
Charge.
Yeah. All right. Next one. Would you rather? Oh, this one's.
Hold on a second, Eric.
This would be insane, brother.
Oh my God, I would love that.
I would do this for free.
Do that. Me and Jason Sanders, heads up.
I'd pay for it.
Hey, look. 60 minutes in, my boy been trying to figure out how to leave a
Okay, go ahead, Eric. Roll with the next one.
Love you, King.
All right. Would you rather the Bills win a title or the Dolphins lose in the finals and the Super Bowl every year?
What's the so it's just
That's it. The Bills win the Super
No,
Bowl.
so listen, would you rather the Bills win a Super Bowl this year?
Yeah.
Or the Dolphins go to a Super Bowl for 10 straight years but lose every single Super Bowl?
And the alternative, if the Bills win the Super Bowl, Miami just has the chances they normally would have.
Right.
Probably Bills win the
The
Super Bowl.
The Bills just win next year. That's it.
Probably
No,
Bills
but you're saying that we get to go to the AFC Championship every year, right?
and win.
Yup.
No, I would take us going to the AFC Championship every year and losing over the Bills winning the Super Bowl because what? What is that against what? Not making the playoffs for the last 20 years?
Okay,
Fuck
fair.
no.
Also,
Yeah.
fuck the Bills.
That's not even
Everybody.
scary. Like, yeah, I'll take AFC. Dude, Go
Yeah.
sits here every week and tells us if Tua could make it to the AFC Championship, he'd ride him for the rest of time.
Yep.
And dude, yes, I'm taking 10 straight trips to the AFC Championship
Fair.
because that's all Josh Allen got. That's all Josh Allen's riding right now.
Well, that's basically your Phillips Rivers career, but never winning the championship.
The
Never
names
winning.
are eating you up, brother.
What?
Huh?
The names are eating you up this week, brother.
Oh, I don't give
How?
a shit.
Oh,
You just never mind.
You
Anyways,
talking to me or Ghost?
Phillips Rivers.
Philip Rivers.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude,
What'd I say?
that was
what
Peyton.
you said.
That was Peyton Manning for a while, and he finally got over that hump.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, remember the
And-
Colts versus Pats AFC Championship games?
Brutal.
oof,
Dude, I was always rooting for fucking Peyton Manning. Jesus.
always.
Always, bro.
Yeah,
Never.
I'm taking 10 straight
And I
Super
never
Bowl
want to
losses.
see the Bills win a Super Bowl ever.
Yeah.
Like, ever.
Yeah, 100%. Joe, this one I didn't understand how, like, because these are like very. You might have worded this one incorrectly. So, would you rather shoot free throws for your life or kick a penalty to save your team's season? Those are like very.
No, that's how
doesn't
that's
involve
how
me
serious
dying.
he takes his Dolphins football, son.
Dolphins football is life or death, so
I'm shooting free throws.
I'm feeling very judged right now, Eric.
No,
Are
I
you
just- I
hungry?
didn't-
Is that what's happening right
I just
now?
didn't
Are
know,
you
like-
ready for dinner?
Because save your life or like your team's season are like very like. not,
What's
like-
more important to you, brother?
Hey, the perfect
Let's talk
comment.
about it.
Hey,
I think this is actually a perfect opportunity for Joe Robbie to dunk on everyone who wouldn't put the Dolphins before their life.
yeah,
Thank
no
you.
more clowning Joe on the timeline because he clearly cares more than you.
Thank you.
I put my life on the line.
You know,
To
it's
this
like the
day.
meme with the JV guy with the helmet like this.
He about to put his life on the line for JV.
For a Dolphins playoff game.
So funny.
Yeah, that's a little wild.
I'm still
Okay.
going.
Let me
I'm
look at the
going-
list.
I'm going penalty kicks. I don't want to die.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
of course. It's not a life or death situation. Also, like if you can kick a ball, like you have a pretty good shot of making a penalty.
That's what I'm saying.
Just
Like
guess.
goalie has to just pick a side.
Hey, listen, you're going in cold on a free throw and it's for your life. You think you're hitting that free throw, dog?
No,
All right.
I mean, no.
Nobody's hitting that free throw.
All right. The two that I like, Joe, that kind of get away from football, and I'll let you clarify this. The wing debate. Should the host have a wing code of conduct?
Yeah, what does that mean?
All right, so this is a actually very good conversation. So here's the thing, right? People come over to your house. There's got to be a wing code of conduct. You got to lay the law down immediately. Double dippers, like we got double. You can't double dip.
No, you can't double dip at a function.
I double dip hard.
Not at a function. You're
No,
a
not
fucking
at a-
Yeah, you
scumbag.
would,
Bobby.
you fucking
Not at a
grizzly
function.
bear.
You
But I think-
greasy
but I normally
Louisiana Bayou scumbag.
Look, they
Motherfuckers
they
never invited
forget-
to the barbecue.
They always forget the power in one click. They always forget. They always forget the power. In one click. They always get carried away.
You just moved me out, you prick.
I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
I did mean to do it the first time, not the second time. We clicked at the same time. No, listen, I don't like, I understand like if you're in a party, there's a bunch of people, like I try to get I'll grab a whole ranch for myself. I don't
It's
like
wing
go
etiquette, Bob.
being
ranch,
wild.
Also,
ranch
ranch
dressing
is-
too?
Ranch is
Oh
just
my god.
that's etiquette
sins.
101.
The sins.
I mean, and also, do you pace yourself or do you smash the entire thing before halftime? Like, what are we doing?
Oh, during a game, you got to pace.
But now here's the thing: the wings are usually done by the first quarter because then we're getting drunk.
It's fair.
Elite. Jesus Christ.
I still
What
like
do
to
you mean?
pace.
Look, I usually go pretty hard off rip, like 6 to 8. Got to get my 6 to 8.
That's a good number.
Then I will drop back 6 to 8. I'm like, and then I'll drop back, be like, what's the women doing? Like, are they really not fucking with the wings? Y'all boys play around too long, though. That is on y'all.
There you
Like-
go, Bobby. You and Keith agree.
Oh my God.
Just listen.
I
You got to
just
be
said
from the
that out
sticks,
of,
I
like-
guess. It's a weird thing.
I like blue cheese. I'm just saying, like, look, even
That
better.
Billy's blue cheese
If
changed
y'all
your life,
all going,
Bobby.
listen, if there's 10 blue cheeses and 10 ranches and y'all going crazy over blue cheese, I will take a ranch and have a triple dip. That's
Hey,
a win.
Never forget when Bobby spoke to John Mills and was speaking about Buffalo. He's like, Joe turned me. I love blue cheese now.
Yeah, I know. Cat.
Yeah, now look at him. He's right back.
But I also said
Motherfucker
it's-
changed quick.
You got to have good blue cheese. Everywhere doesn't have good blue cheese. I said that right after that.
That's fair.
Okay.
And
You
drums are
can't
for
just be eating crap
psychopaths,
blue
Jonathan.
cheese. It's like, it's not the same.
If you don't eat flats, you're weird.
I
Oh,
eat both.
slots
I
all
like
day.
both.
I do love a good drum, though.
I like drums. I
No.
like drums because you can. I eat the cartilage. Dude, the bone's like this big when I'm done with a
Dude,
wing.
yeah.
If it's not that big, like you're not eating wings the right way. But then I love the flats too. I love picking them apart and
I'm a flats only guy, brother.
like them both.
Slots over drums all day. I'm with you, Joe. Wait, Bobby, ask the last one because it's a good one, actually.
He is
No, but listen, if
He's
you
an
want a
unbelievable
drum, you go get a
creature.
turkey leg like a real man.
Okay.
All right.
Those are also good.
This was another really good one, I think, if this is what Eric's talking about. What's the best way to watch a Dolphins football game?
That was not what I was talking about, but it's a good question.
That's a
Best
good
way.
one for the chat. I feel you
Like
can
the
you can
most
finish up.
optimal
Eric.
viewing pleasure.
I'm gonna say this, and it sucks. I love when we all get together, and I'm looking over 3 rows over in Ghost, and like I got videos of that. I do love coming down and going to games with y'all, but like anybody who actually thinks going to a game is better than sitting on your couch,
It's not.
straight nervous pacing, straight just like,
It's not.
It's
It's
not.
not better.
It's not better.
I agree.
dude.
No, you guys are out of your mind. It's so much better.
Tara's
My
absolutely
wife
right.
takes
Alone
the kids to her dad's house when the
on your
Dolphins come home.
couch.
Yeah.
Just
Like sometimes I feel like it's safer for everybody when I watch the game by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe and I get in a lot of trouble when we watch the games together.
It's not good. I will say the most optimal for me is hosting and having all my best friends over and watching it at the house together. There's
Yeah.
nothing better.
Joe's a banger.
3 feet from the TV.
That's a good
Three
one,
feet
brother.
as for amateurs, brother.
Like
I
this.
am nose deep into that TV, dog.
3 feet. Those are
It's
rookie
funny because
numbers.
I visualized it like knees, hands on the knees, just like leaned there, like
Oh, you got to stand up.
And
Oh,
and I got
okay.
the surround sound with the bass, the Sonos, bro. You just fucking crank it up and you
Well,
just feel like you're actually at the game. It's
we
the
don't
best.
have-
Dog.
We unfortunately don't have a very good record at your house.
No, but that's because you're superstitious. That's nothing to do with the team, brother.
We're,
I've been wondering why he's been ducking me lately. It's
Yeah.
crazy, dog.
we have a very lopsided track record at
I'll
at
say
that.
this though, Joe didn't come to your draft party and we drafted good.
I now
Fair.
know why. So he's been forgiven.
Joey Mush.
Joey Mush.
All right, Bobby, ask the first one on the list. First one, last one.
What?
The first one.
That was the first one.
No,
The
would you
answer's
rather?
Read it, Eric. Read it. and I'll-
Would you rather speak all languages or have the ability to speak to all animals? That one's easy for me.
It's a good question.
First of all, I don't like people enough. So I'm
I'm going
going with the
animals for
animals.
sure. Just to be able to talk to my dog.
Like, it's the best thing in the world to
Like,
be able
that's
to talk
enough
to
for
your
me.
pets.
Yeah.
There's
Dude,
been many, many stoned moments in my house where I look over at my dog and I'm like, man, I wish I could just chop it up with you, brother.
I've literally been given, so has everyone. This is not a gatekeeping thing. Everyone has had the ability to learn every language their whole life. I've barely learned English. Brother,
You can
I
hear it.
want
You're
to
doing
talk
great.
to the fucking animals. Like, that's not something you can do. I want to talk to the animals, dog. Could you imagine you taking a piss, you look over, you see a raccoon, and he's like, never. You know that's illegal, right?
Get out of here.
Ghost,
raccoon.
I'm curious your opinion on this as a medical professional.
I'm taking all languages,
I figured.
brother. I'd be a globetrotter. I'd be working in fucking Sweden.
Sweden.
Sweden. I'd work in Finland. I'd go to the Netherlands, work there. It'd be sick.
It's a weird thing that you said all those kind of countries.
Yeah.
They have a lot of things in common. Those countries.
Yeah, those countries are very similar in a weird way.
Interesting.
Denmark too. Denmark too.
Boy, piggybacking Nom.
Oh
You
man.
fuckers.
Oh my god.
Never beaten the allegations.
You do it to yourself.
Sometimes I read what Keith writes and I'm just like, yeah.
Honestly,
Obvious.
I didn't think about that, but yeah.
It's the first thing you
Fine.
thought about.
I mean, listen, I will say learning every language would be super dope because I do love to travel like 100%, but you could still travel without speaking the language.
Jesus Christ.
I would love to see Egypt and South Africa.
He said the quiet part out loud.
Jonathan's good for that.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, that's a great segue into leaving it there and getting this.
Yeah, great
bitch out on
episode tonight,
Spotify.
boys.
Dude, we always forget. Like sometimes we're like, dang, we didn't get a guest. Like, and we're like, damn, this sucks. But then like we get on here and we have so much more fun. It's so much better with the live chat.
We did have 2 guests cancel on us. We could be humble.
It was a wild week.
Good.
We could be hungry. Well, they didn't cancel. They rescheduled, so that's fine.
Yeah,
It's a fluid situation.
He's about to show you his Pokemon collection, son.
I wish I had those shits. You know how much they're worth?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Shit.
Hey, we
But I
have a
will
cool.
say it's a little uncomfortable for me to see grown men like wearing gloves and holding cart. I don't know. It's a weird thing for me. I don't know.
It's weird until you see them sell one for $20,000.
No, that's
crazy.
a low number.
It's
They're
not really
like
weird anymore. Yeah, I know. I was just trying to be like, that's like normal. Like,
those Charizards, bro.
not that weird.
Whew.
Hey, this is funny. We talked about this today, Joe.
Yeah, we did.
I'm gonna hit him up. We'll hit him up.
Season's
Hey,
over.
their season
Time
just
to come
ended,
on,
so-
buddy.
We had a sick guest for tonight though. It didn't work out. It should be good for next week. Had some traveling problems, but
Sick guest.
sick. Very different. Something different than we normally bring to the
Same,
table.
same.
very,
but
very
different.
different.
In a good way, though.
I
First-
highly
First of their kind.
Whoa, Ghost!
Ghost always leaving. Like this guy never
Come
stops.
on,
Ghost
lad.
is like, we're gonna beat the allegations while he gives us allegations.
What the fuck?
No, listen.
Can't tell him anything.
It's different than what we've brought to the table before. I highly recommend you showing up. Hopefully it should be next Tuesday. We're gonna shoot for Tuesday, but it's relative to the Dolphins, but very different than what we normally bring to the table. It should be very cool, a very fun conversation. Guys, y'all have anything before we head out?
Smash the
This was
like,
fun.
subscribe, please.
Please subscribe so I can stop hearing Bobby. Tell him to subscribe.
The man's a machine. The guy doesn't stop.
He does.
Go shows up 10 minutes late and tries to throw pressure on
Listen,
me.
it was 6. Probably 5.5. I was even generous with the 6.
That's like that really is like 20 minutes late on your standards, though. So we hold you to a higher regard.
I'll say this. This is a close guess. It's not Rosenhaus, but this is as close as it gets.
Very good.
That was pretty cool.
Very good guess.
Also, don't be afraid once the episode ends to circle back and leave a comment for your boys. Help push us into that algorithm. You know what I'm saying?
Little
We
algae.
appreciate y'all. Tara, 608 exactly. Be here next Tuesday at 608. We're going live.
Somebody gets it.
She must be
Later,
Central Time.
boys.
All right, y'all.
Appreciate
Till next
y'all.
time.
Had a blast.